Do you know what happened there? They didn't know what to do. Because she was switching the angles, which is what we talked about, innit? That's a good round, Gaz.
Good range.
Switch the angles. Pop the jab, switch the angle, the single pot shot lead, the lead, pot, pot shot, bum, and then let him go in numbers when you get close, when you can feel his body and his head's there. Keep changing the angles, like we've done on the pads, like we've done in sparring. Keep switching the angles because you're keeping him guessing. Okay?
A lot better.
You didn't know what to do then.
A lot better.
First round, you're like, look, okay, I'm going to make it easy for you.
They're right, he was better in the third.
Yeah, a lot better.
10 seconds.
Started to settle, started to think. And that was the key. Thinking about what he was doing instead of probably just playing with the crowd a little bit early on.
British 9 stone 4 belt on the line. Was a bit of a hot potato about 20 years or so ago. I think there was a champion, a different one, 13 times in a row. No one could keep defending their crown successfully until Neil Haddock broke the spell. This is the first time Gary Sykes has to. Will he continue to perform, or will Kevin O'Hara, the 28-year-old from Belfast, ruin the party tonight?
Well, now we're starting to see feints, movement, little roll of the shoulders, and O'Hara not really knowing what's coming now.
In the blue and silver, as always, Kevin O'Hara, and referee Richie Davis just going to the corner of the Irishman to tell John Breen and Eamon McGee just to quieten down a bit. I mean, they're living this. They always do, that team from Belfast.
Of course they do. You know, I mean, corners, you know, they want to instruct their fighters. They want the best out of their fighters, and it's very emotional in there.
I think there's a cut, is there, to the right eye of Kevin O'Hara. Just got his back to us at the moment. He just dabbed at something, and there's frantic signs going on in that red corner. There is a nick for O'Hara here in the fourth.
But O'Hara's been made to think. The speed, the accuracy, moving in and out of range, throwing a few feints, all working good for Gary Sykes.
Sykes draws first blood. Good body shot. Beginning to get his combinations together, and this is what he's so good at. Physical strength, volume, and in a way, intimidation with that style.
Yeah, he gets better as the rounds go on. Sykes, very fit, fast hands, good boxing skills.
Was a head clash. That caused the damage to O'Hara. Hasn't detracted him, very experienced. Straight back down with the tactical job in hand. It might have given Sykes some real encouragement.
Well, Sykes seems a pretty cool head in there. He's made the necessary adjustments to his style. After that second round, got a bit of a talking to from Julian McGowan, and he's reacted in the right manner.
Good right there back from O'Hara, just at the end of the fourth. But a Sykes round.
The cut, definitely a clash of heads. Just nothing intentional. It's just part of the game in boxing. Both trying to get a punch off, and the heads just coming together.
Keep working on. Take it away, Neil. Take it away, Neil. Take it away. And you breathe.
I'll tell you what you're doing. You're walking around, man. See whenever you're back tomorrow, you should stay in here, then. Yeah. Or you're staying right here, then. You should be staying in here, then.
10 seconds, corners.
Classy southpaw, Eamon McGee was in his time. O'Hara's turn to show the class tonight. The sweet pea from Belfast. That's what he calls himself. He's been boxing since 12. 28 now. and in his 23rd fight, looking for his 18th and most important win. Could be sort of all square. We don't know how the three judges from the different angles around ringside are seeing it. It's not one-way traffic either way, is it?
Oh no, very little in it. I've got it even in the first 2 rounds for Kevin O'Hara, and then Gary Sykes adjusting, relaxing, starting to get the timing right, and he's won the next 2. But for me, the better work now, the more comfortable and confident of the 2 is Gary Sykes.
A good defense as well, Sykes. He's only had 15 professional appearances, so he's got to learn to fight at this level pretty quickly. And he might grow from being a champion. Designs gift cards as his day job, but as you heard from Ed Robinson's piece, will give that up on Monday morning to become a full-time pro should he retain his belt here. Good shot from O'Hara, but more sustained from Sykes.
Yes, he might be receiving a few gift cards with a good win here.
He has already. There's a big reception at the Town Hall in Dewsbury. And he went out on the pitch at the Dewsbury Rams Rugby League Club as well, parading his belt. Kevin O'Hara's got his own dreams. And the Irish boxing world going through a resurgence. We're in Belfast in a few weeks' time for Paul McCloskey's European title defence. Andy Lee as well, doing well. Gone south, poor Sykes. Why's he done that?
Well, he's trying different things, but he gets caught with the right hand. It's hard when you're in with a good fight. I think, you know, what you're good at, stick to.
Back to orthodox. I think that might draw a sigh of relief from the corner.
You know, it's nice for fighters to try things, but I think that the gym's the place to do that.
And certainly not when you're getting a foothold into the fight, you know. Keep doing what you're doing.
Of course, strategy's working. Why change anything?
Just rushing in now, O'Hara, as Sykes was doing early. The pendulum swinging. Momentum shifts towards the Yorkshireman.
This is much better. Okay. You feel it. This is much
Feel
better.
good.
You got radar now.
Let's bring in Spencer Oliver. How are you seeing things? Good fight.
Yeah, it's a tremendous fight. O'Hara had a great start. He was getting off first with the shots. Sykes really didn't look comfortable in there, was leaning back with his head up in the air. But since then, Sykes has changed the tactics in the 3rd round, started boxing on the back foot, giving himself a little space, getting off with the shots first, and the second 2 rounds for me for Sykes. I've got it all level, or maybe Sykes just going 1 up after that round.
Spencer, you say that he's changed tactics, Gary Sykes. Has O'Hara now got to prove he can to win a British title?
O'Hara needs to close the space. Sykes has decided to box on the back foot, work with the long shots. O'Hara needs to get up close, close the space, and get off with the shots first.
Thank you, Spencer. 8-1 on now, Sykes. Moving in his favour. And over 20 more punches on the computer. In total, to the man in the blue and red. As his dad, Terry, and his mum, Jackie, at ringside. Also Claire Robinson, who works his diet, cooks all the meals. Close family affair for Gary Sykes. And a close-knit team of Kevin O'Hara. Can they change what's happening?
Well, it's going to take a concentrated effort from O'Hara. He's got to try and get closer to Gary Sykes. He's been just left a little bit out of range. And Sykes is quick, starting to move better. And he's just moving in, getting his shots off, and then moving away. And so far, O'Hara's struggling to do anything against that.
Tighter defence in the last 2 or 3 rounds from Gary Sykes as well. O'Hara had the success early on with the right hands, and Sykes has sort of blocked that, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's just settled down more. He's just taking the time, taking a step back, having a look what O'Hara's got, timing the attacks well. Got caught with a left hook from O'Hara there, though.
And there were plenty of shifts in the plot when he fought Andy Morris for the vacant title. They both had their spells. In many ways, Morris was the better boxer in there, but Sykes just did that little bit more. Jim Watt had it to Morris, and the guy had it level, and the judges had it to Sykes.
Nice body shot from O'Hara. Getting a few shots off there. Still very much in this.
Good left back from Sykes. And a combination tit for tat. Difficult rounds to score. Is Sykes just doing that little bit more? Catching him as he comes in there, O'Hara just being made to look pedestrian in these last 2 or 3 rounds. He's the one that's flat-footed, not Sykes.
Yeah, he's struggling to get in range quick enough, O'Hara. Sykes using good use of the ring. A lot more movement coming to his work.
He's also fresher, Glenn, and there's a bit of a glow about Gary Sykes. Really moving well.
You've got to work for 3 months. You've got to work for... How do you feel?
How do you feel?
From India, he's more tired than you are. He's more tired. I'm not just saying, he's more tired than you are. So you're going to take your time. He's more tired than your time.
Welcome back on Saturday night. Prize Fighters back, the first ever super bantamweight competition. Catch the action live from the York Hall in Bethnal Green. That's Saturday from 9 o'clock. Sky Sports HD1 and Sky Sports 1 as well.
Always an exciting night. The Prize Fighters and wide open the super bantamweights.
Seconds out, round 7.
First half of this has been an interesting affair between Gary Sykes and Kevin O'Hara, the Belfast man, the challenger on the left of your screens there. He started well, first couple of rounds. Some of them have been tight, but Sykes certainly in the ascendancy. It's his 3rd fight of 2010. You've got him 2 up.
Yeah, Sykes doing the better work from a poor start the first 2 rounds, but then he's come on well and just doing a little bit more, beating Kevin O'Hara to the punch in the last 4 for me.
3 judges at ringside tonight. Howard Foster, Dave Paris and Victor Lachlan just in front of us. Also with the 3 judges for the fight between Kevin O'Hara and Ricky Burns.
Some good punches landing from Sykes now. 2 beautiful right hands and then a left hook, and he's starting to look the part now.
And these body shots are good. The way he's getting that left hook round underneath the elbow. Little uppercut too. O'Hara's got a good chin, they both have.
O'Hara just going a bit flat-footed, looking a little more dejected with those body shots, taking a bit more out of him.
And a right hand from Sykes. We were talking to Chris Aston, Sykes' assistant trainer earlier, and he said that he wouldn't be surprised if Sykes wears down O'Hara in sort of 9-10 rounds and it all gets too much.
Well, he's definitely hurt O'Hara in this round because he's doing very little and he's keeping that right elbow really tucked in.
Boxing really nicely now, Gary Sykes. Only 4 knockouts on the record, 5 for O'Hara. But They just keep coming at you, don't they, these punches?
Yeah, really into a rhythm now, Sykes. And this is the most dominant he's been in the contest so far.
O'Hara bravely trying to drill the uppercuts through the middle. But physically doesn't look as strong as Gary Sykes. But these British title challengers, they really are giving everything at the moment. Means a great deal to hold the Lonsdale belt. But this is the most one-sided round we've had yet in favour of Dewsbury's Gary Sykes. Now he's motoring.
Yeah, good combination. There was the combination that I think just took a lot out of Kevin O'Hara in the last round. It was a beautiful combination, and he just stopped working O'Hara. Not much comeback from, and we saw the best of Gary Sykes.
You can see the difference between
Good weapon, that, in the Sykes armoury. A bit deflated, he looks, O'Hara in that corner.
Yeah, he's not looking at John Breen. He just feels there's other things on his mind than the instructions.
Red hot favourite now, Gary Sykes. This could be his territories where he tends to come on, did well against Andy Morrison. These sort of 8, 9, 10 rounds. Mind you, O'Hara didn't do badly against Ricky Burns in this period of the fight. So can he find a second wind? Can he find a way to keep Sykes off him? Seems to me, Glenn, that the one thing you really need to beat Sykes is power.
Yeah, at times he leaves his chin up in the air a little bit. Could be caught. But reflexes are pretty good, his hand speed's good. You know, he's maturing into an all-round fighter.
But it's these whirlwind assaults, you know, you've got to have something to stop the flow.
Yeah, he keeps at it, you know, he keeps working, he keeps the punches coming in. And you need to really stop him in his tracks, make him think. So far, Kevin O'Hara has failed to do that.
He's been out since November, O'Hara. Had a win over Mickey Coveney. Following the loss to Ricky Burns, also defeats to Eddie Highland, Henry Castle, Willie Limond and Troy Svenpurev. All good fighters, but not top-notch, top-level.
Yes, well, he's a talented fighter, O'Hara, but is he just a notch short of this sort of level?
Does well to get his right elbow in the way of that body shot, but Sykes tries something else. He's intelligent, he thinks in there, doesn't he? Gary Sykes, it's not all sort of rushed and busy.
No, and he's always looking to do something different. Quick hands. Very good positive from Gary Sykes. But his work rate is excellent. Keeps looking for that left hook to the body.
Trying to dampen the spirit of Kevin O'Hara. All those hill runs and hard sparring in the Breen gym in Belfast. He'll need to suck some of this up. Needs to find success from somewhere, you get the feeling, O'Hara.
Yeah, he's falling short. He's been caught from long range. Can't get close. And when he does get close, not getting his shots off.
Just occasionally he squeaks one through and Sykes switches to southpaw.
There you go, son. There you go.
But he's controlling things. That's a better body shot from O'Hara, but back comes Sykes with one. That's got to be deflating.
Yep, the sheer volume of punches is always coming from Gary Sykes.
Good atmosphere here in Huddersfield. Good night good fight too, and plenty ahead for you. Don't go anywhere, no you won't, for this one. Brian Rose and Max Maxwell. Very important light middleweight encounter. Don't miss it. Good, competitive, and crucial to the future of the British division.
4 to go.
Two honest, good campaigners there. Two here, Glenn.
He can really go hard.
Certainly, and they're just saying 4 rounds to go. You can go hard. They know there's plenty in the tank for Gary Sykes.
10 seconds, corner.
So looking a little bit harder in the corner of Kevin O'Hara.
Seconds out.
The big Liverpool fan, also a fan of Manny Pacquiao. Kevin O'Hara. Need some sort of inspiration here. 4 to go. Not sure how the judges would have scored this, or certainly some of the earlier rounds. But the feeling at ringside is very much one for the champion, Gary Sykes. First defence of this British title in a good domestic division. Ricky Burns hoping for the world title shot against Roman Martinez, who defends his crown this weekend. The waiting game for Burns, and Nicky Cook, I guess we'll see for the world champion back soon. What's O'Hara got to do? Commit himself, really go for it now.
Yes, he does. He stood out at a distance for far too long. He's not getting his shots off. He needs to close the range and throw more punches.
In his 29th year, if he does lose here, Kevin O'Hara, that'll be 6 defeats. He may not get this opportunity again.
No, you know, sometimes I wonder in fights with Kevin O'Hara if his commitment can be dented. And it looks at this moment that it's been a little bit dented tonight.
As soon as he starts matching body shots with Sykes, he tends to come off worse and just backs off again. That belief that he had in the early rounds doesn't seem to be there. Doesn't look like it anyway, does it, on his face?
He seems certainly more thoughtful in there, doesn't he? Not looking as if, you know, he wants to tear this title away from Gary Sykes.
The left hand from O'Hara. Sure to be buoyed by the success, certainly in spells, that Andy Morris had. Even Anthony Croller against Gary Sykes. He's not been watertight, but I think that's one of the reasons the fans like to see him box.
See, the problem we're seeing now demonstrated is he's waiting too long, Kevin O'Hara. He's got to be quicker off with his punches.
That's a nice pace, a good rhythm from Gary Sykes. Looks totally at home and at ease. Standing off Kevin O'Hara when surely he should be producing his best work and certainly best effort.